All right, let's look at this rational function. Of course, the first thing I'm going to try to do is try to factor it. Now the top does not the bottom does not factor, so it's just going to be x minus 7. But the top does factor. It factors as two linear factors, 2x and x minus 7 plus 1. So you can certainly check that foiling. You can factor it any way you want. But I will certainly be able to cross those out. So my domain is going to be all reals except the 7 that I canceled out. But when I do cancel that, remember I get a whole. I get 7 comma something. But I'm going to now just deal with the function. I'm going to do it within reduced form. So I'm just going to deal with that f of x equals 2x plus 1 over 1 because everything else canceled out. So to find the y value of the whole, I'll just plug in the 7 into the new function. So that's 2 times 7 plus 1. So that's 15. So the y value of my whole is 15. Now, since this is going off the grid, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to make each of these boxes worth 2. So this is 2, and then 4, and et cetera, et cetera. 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 here. So 16 at the very top. So going to 0, 15 is not a problem. It'll just be almost way up here at this top at 7. So 7, 15 is our whole somewhere up there. Now our x-intercept is going to make the top 0, but the top is just 2x plus 1. So setting that equal to 0, that's going to get us negative 1/2. So my x-intercept is negative 1/2, 0. The y-intercept, and again, I'm just plugging into this function. The y-intercept plugging in 0 is 1. So 0, 1. Now in reduced form, the bottom is just 1, or there's no bottom, so there's no vertical asymptotes. And on the top, the degree of the top is 1 and the degree of the bottom is 0. So there is a slant asymptote. But in this case, we get really, really easy because we're basically taking 1 divided by 2x plus 1, which is just 2x plus 1. So our slant asymptote is just 2x plus 1. So there's nothing really exciting about this one because this is essentially just going to mimic a line. So if I put the points on there, 0 and negative 0/2, 0, 1, my whole at 7, 15 up there. So my graph is going to look something like this. So when I cancel that factor out, essentially it just ends up looking like a line with that singular hole in the middle.